I picked C for city, and city is for the city of Paris. This is an idealized map then of 1615, and what this shows is exactly how, in the imagination of a cartographer of the 17th century, the city is only within the wall, and the wall ends, of course, with the Bastille over here and with the Louvre down here. And so you get a very limited city, you get a very small city, which only expanded probably by a factor of 2 to 3 times over the next 4 centuries. The city as a phenomenon is a very different one on both sides of the Atlantic. The city in America developed this new concept, the grid pattern, as it's called, that was first used in New York, but also in places such as New Orleans, where you have your classic pattern of avenues 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and streets 1, 2, and 3, and 4 in a grid. Why is the poor pockets of most American cities in the inner city, whereas in Europe in general, but in France in particular, and most particularly around Paris, do we speak about the banlieue? The city wall of Paris was almost always present. The last remnants were taken down in the 1920s. And this meant that the people who were poor, who were the marginals of Paris, were constantly throughout the history of Paris from the Middle Ages were constantly being pushed out into the banlieue, the faubourg as it was called before, and then the banlieue in the 19th and 20th centuries. The phenomenon in America was very different. People lived in the inner city because they wanted to be close to their place of work, and they wanted to be in an industrial society, in an environment in which work and life were largely integrated. So the inner city attracted a lot of the working class, a lot of the migrant peoples who moved into the cities. Cities, of course, are a northern phenomenon in the United States. And with deindustrialization in the 20th century, many of these people were trapped in the ghetto, as we also call them, and these were in the places that used to be magnets for work, for an industrial society, and they, with deindustrialization, people lived then in these pockets of poverty in the inner city.